Excellent. Hi, I'm with Dr. Sora Yoon, and she is with Spring Pharmacy. This is Ronnie. I'm with the Good Club, and I just met Sora tonight. I'm really excited to hear about some of the things you're doing to help our community and close the gap between need and services. And can you tell me about Spring Pharmacy?
Sure. Thanks for having me, Ronnie.
You bet.
I am a new pharmacy in El Rio, right next to Vallarta. I've been open for a couple years now. I came from corporate, worked for CVS for 18 years, and it just got to the point where my bosses, I didn't like the way they were treating employees. And especially when I was going through a tough time with my mom getting cancer and being sick, and I did not have that support.
Right.
And that's what pushed me over to opening my own. And this way, I, as a pharmacist, because we are allowed to do so much, CVS, I was limited. So here, be having my own, I'm able to help more with the community.
Oh, this is terrific. I love it. And is this your only location?
It is.
Oh, that's terrific.
I'm a one-woman show. I do it all. I don't have staff because financially it's not, feasible yet.
Right.
As I'm still growing.
Right.
But, it kind of works to my favor because I do deliver prescriptions.
Right.
Now with other corporates, they do deliver, but they charge you and then they can't deliver like controlled substances. Whereas as an independent pharmacy, that's something I can do and provide. And given the fact that we had some ICE raids affecting our community and all small businesses and whatnot,
Right.
that's one of the niches that I can do for the community is, if you can't come to me or to a pharmacy, I can come to you.
Right.
I don't ask questions. If it's a controlled substance, I just need an ID, like any business.
Yeah.
Because we had too many people. I lost customers because they were deported to Mexico.
Oh.
I had customers say they were too scared to come out of the house and they went without their medications. And people's health should not be tested this way.
Right. They're afraid to come out. They may not come home. That is just so foreign to me to even think as a possibility, but it's a reality. And yeah, I wouldn't even want to go to Ralph's or Vaughn's. I mean, it's easy to think of it as just, you got to run an errand and go to the pharmacy and pick something up, but it's exposure from your door.
The moment you
back.
step a foot out of your home, you're exposed.
Well, and I'm wondering, are you seeing a uptick in the anxiety treatment of some of our community,
Yes,
friends
definitely.
and neighbors?
Definitely see a lot of that.
Yeah.
I still see a lot of patients of mine that are still scared to come out.
Right.
Or they're selective when they come out, right? They come out more in the evening when they think that ICE is not around.
Right.
But you still don't know who's lingering and observing from distance.
Yeah.
And that's, people should not have to jeopardize their health, their welfare,
Right.
for something as being scared.
Yeah. And you do immunizations.
Yep. So as a pharmacist in the state of California, now they're going to be called standard of care. Vaccines are just as important as taking medications.
Yes.
And there's so many of us, I've come across where, people don't think about getting vaccines when it's just as important. Vaccines help eliminate a lot of the diseases that we were able to eliminate. And unfortunately, with bad education, misrepresentation, for example, the autism, if you get a vaccine,
Right.
which has been proven false over time and time, and yet people don't vaccinate, and now measles are killing babies.
Right.
And that was something that was eradicated for decades.
And it's totally new to this generation.
Exactly.
They aren't respecting the sacrifices and the cost of discovering a vaccine because, the polio generation, they're aging out.
Yeah.
And you don't hear about it anymore because we got a vaccine because so many people got sick and suffered from it. And measles is not just, when we had COVID, all right, and let me segue to this. I was frustrated with people dismissing it, not taking it serious, regardless of the numbers. And I was saying, if it was a visible thing like measles, where you break out, oh yeah, people would be aware. They'd be taking it serious. But if it's invisible, they couldn't take it serious.
And I'm glad you brought that up, being visible and not visible, because a lot of us have faith.
Right.
We can't see God, but we believe in God.
Oh, yeah.
So what makes it any different? Just because you can't see a disease or it's not in your so-called community doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Right.
And that education is where, as a community, we're lacking. We're not properly educating the right way
Right.
or hitting it home the message the right way.
I think maybe it's the marriage between public safety and education. Education helps keep us safe in the
Exactly.
public.
And what you don't know, and you're going to just go off of hearsay.
Right.
When you talk to the right people, for example, like myself, that can properly educate and show you and tell you that these are the results, the reactions, the consequences that can occur,
Right.
then it's a different story, hearing it from the right group of people.
Right. Right. Trust it.
Yes.
The medications are. Now, do you accept Medi-Cal?
Yes.
And common insurances?
Yes.
Right.
As an independent pharmacy, most insurances are all accepted. Medi-Cal is actually one of our best payers because of all the health insurance
they
companies.
cover a lot.
They cover a lot and they pay the best. Unfortunately, that's the reality of reimbursements with insurance companies. A lot of them are underpaying pharmacies.
Grossly underpaying. I had an occasion where, the piece of paper that you used to staple to the bag of medicine, and it used to say, your insurance saved you $1,500. And then later I'd have to fill it by cash, and it cost me $600. It was just that the insurance, there's a numbers game that's not really in the interest of someone's health.
Exactly.
So it's important that we have a trusted voice.
Exactly. And that's something that, thankfully, it was the third time around, our governor did sign our bill, the SB Senate Bill 41,
Right.
which will now take effect the first of the year. And that is holding the PBM, which is your pharmacy benefit manager. They're the middlemen of the insurance companies. They dictate what medications are to be covered and how much to reimburse the physicians or the pharmacies.
Who's making that decision?
The PBMs, they are a middleman company. So
The
they,
suits.
Yes.
And
And
that's
they-
the SB.
So SB 41 is
41,
the
I
bill
just
that
wanted to
passed.
verify.
So that one is now going to hold these PBM companies accountable. They're going to be regulated by the Department of Insurance. And so they have to get licensed or certified, because enough is enough where they're profiting everything by dictating who and what. And for example, I'm sure you've heard of the United Healthcare CEO that got shut down.
Yeah.
That's because the patient, which wasn't really talked about, United Healthcare denied coverage for a medication that could help him.
Right.
He got frustrated.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he took it out the wrong way,
Well,
but
Yeah,
that
I'm
was the
not.
consequence.
Yeah, we can't endorse the consequence, but I understand the path that led to this. When someone, he had significant injuries. He required significant medical care.
Yes.
Not just treatment, because the treatment and the running the intervention is, the initial injury, taking care of that, but the care further down the road for the rest of his life. To make it
Exactly.
comfortable, so maybe he could sit in a chair, or he could ride in a car, or even get on a bicycle. You take that from them, and they're in pain, and they're back to a month after the injury. They're not,
Exactly.
the quality of life. So you're robbing somebody of their life. You're not. They're still living.
Absolutely.
But you're taking their life. So, I understand the path that got there, and it's really frustrating when it's, like I say, profit. That it's monetary. It's
It is
monetized.
very political.
Someone's health is monetized. The insurance companies, they're going to look twice at someone that has been sick their entire life if they're going to continue throwing money down this hole.
Exactly.
What is that? It's, and the vaccines prevent so much. Let's talk
start
about
there,
that for a
exactly.
second. The education of it, like I said, I feel like there's a generation that is past. They paid the price. We're going to see some new ones, with these measles deaths, and wait till polio rears its ugly head.
Smallpox too. They're all slowly coming back.
Right.
And
Right.
we could have kept that assured, for another decades, centuries, if we were just continue vaccinating.
It would just been a forgotten page in history like the Black Plague.
And it used to be where you did go to your physician's office, they would just give it to you. No
Right.
questions asked. And we
Right.
never questioned it because it was routine.
Right.
It's part of your health as you are from the day you're born.
Right.
Now everything is questioned.
Right.
And people question everything, which is fine. You should question because you should be educated.
Right.
But get the right information from the right sources.
Right.
And-
The autism and Tylenol link is so ridiculous. I
Yep.
find it hard to believe that it was even uttered by someone of such high position. Tylenol didn't even hit the market until the 20th century.
Exactly. Something as simple as been around, right?
Yeah.
And now
Yeah, it's
people are like questioning
stunning.
everything.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate. I believe the COVID vaccine saved my life.
Absolutely. I lost an uncle during COVID, so I totally understand that.
Yeah.
And we definitely need to keep pushing the education, and there are some vaccines too, like the Tdap. It's something you get every 10 years. 10 years, people forget what they did yesterday.
Right.
So having your local pharmacist that can manage your prescriptions, your vaccines, it's great, because most patients see their pharmacist more often than they do their own primary care.
Oh,
So,
you're absolutely
and
correct.
we're the connection to the community.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, yeah. I didn't think about that.
Because
Yeah.
because when I think about my own health, I'm generally healthy, so
Right.
I probably see my doctor once a year, maybe twice a year, if that.
Yeah,
On a routine basis.
yeah.
But
yeah,
when I
or need to know basis.
Exactly. And some nowadays, it's hard to even see your primary care. It's 3 to 6 months out before you can see them. And when you need care right then and there,
Right.
they're too busy to see you. Then you go to urgent care or you go to emergency
Then you get
room.
a PA. Then
Or
you get
you
a
need
PA
that.
that causes a delay because we need to get it
Approvals
authorized.
and whatnot. But
Yeah,
then for
yeah.
basic urgent needs, the emergency rooms are getting flooded for non-emergency cases. That delays care for people that are emergent.
Yeah.
So all those little, it's a domino effect. It trickles down when we don't have to push that far out.
Let's fantasize for a second.
Sure.
How it would change our world here in this country if we had universal health care. How
Amazing.
it would I think of the people I know that are holding jobs that they hate, that really isn't in their interest because it's got good coverage for their kids.
Benefits, right? Yeah, it'd be a game changer.
Yeah, the commercials on TV, it's one after another, selling you more drugs, more drugs, more drugs, more drugs,
Exactly.
more drugs. And they're not doing it because it's so good for you. They're paying
Profit.
the profit.
Yeah, it's all for profit.
Yeah, that's not a public service, advertisement. That's not public service.
No.
That's profit.
And that's also on social media. Because I work in pharmacy, my social media, my phone is listening. I'll get ads, English and Spanish, because
Right.
I also speak Spanish. So I'm getting drug advertisements for English and Spanish, and
Oh, yeah.
they're just pushing because
Yeah.
the algorithms in these social media.
Yeah. Your ability to speak Spanish, I wish I could. I wish I could.
It gets me by.
I
But-
think it's a superpower. I think it's a superpower to be able to speak a different language. I appear that I would speak Spanish. My name would imply that I speak Spanish. I don't. It's not something that my dad gave us. If you saw me if you met my dad for 2 minutes, you'd say, "How do you not speak Spanish?" Because he still got that. He had that Spanish.
In this community, I grew up in this community. Like, it's just, my parents had their own business, so I learned it hearing it from them, speaking to their customers. I took, years in high school and
Right.
college, and I just kept with it because being back in this community, if you don't know Spanish, it's not going to get you far, unfortunately.
Something as critical as healthcare.
Yeah.
Language is really, really important. Otherwise, you're kind of running in the dark. And
Exactly.
that's not safe.
And they feel more comfortable when you can speak the language of what they speak, right?
Yeah,
People
yeah.
they feel you're more trusted when you
Right.
can speak their language.
Well, that's one of the reasons I sat down with you, and this is a stretch, is because I feel like you're speaking my language here. Well, I totally respect what you're doing, and I think you understand. I'm working for the Democrats, and we mentioned other organizations like Cause or 805 Immigrant that could really benefit from knowing who you are and what you can do, because these are affected parts of our community. And
Exactly.
anything that we can do to protect them and just help them ride this dark period out, let's do it.
We got to fight together.
Yeah,
It's a community effort.
right. That's
Yeah.
right. What did I just say, Julio, about the brick wall? I was talking to Julio a moment ago about how we need cohesion from many different components in this community. There is a brick wall that, if it's just a bunch of bricks, it's not strong. It'll fall over, but it's that cohesion. It's all the pieces in between that connect them that make it so strong. And that's what I strive to do, is like to get everyone plugged in so that we can protect and serve our community,
Absolutely.
especially our vulnerable ones.
Exactly. Yeah. Because
Especially,
my family, we're immigrants. I wasn't born in this country, so
Right.
I understand the whole like American dream and trying to make better for yourself and your family.
right,
And too many people work so hard, physically laboring and whatnot, and just to get by, barely getting by.
right,
And we have to do better.
right,
you know
right.
and that's why I also have my finance job, trying to educate people in the financial literacy. That way we could,
Yes, yes.
because even in school, having gone through an MBA program myself, they still don't teach you what you really need to know in the real world. They teach you the basics, but they don't teach you how, right?
Right.
It's here's the info, and you still have to go figure it out. And
Right, right.
that goes with a lot of the information that we're provided. You're told to work hard, but then what? How do you make it work hard for you?
Right.
So that's where,
Yeah,
I'm
you
pushing.
work hard, and then you get what you got, and then what do you do with it?
Yeah,
What
no
do
one
do
tells
with
you,
it?
teaches you this, not even in school.
Right.
It's you got to learn on the job kind of effort, and that's unfortunate because by the time you do, you're already maybe in your 70s, 80s. That could have ended earlier, so you can enjoy the remaining years that you have.
Right.
And so I'm pushing for financial literacy, educating
So,
people.
something as basic as writing a check.
Exactly.
Where did you learn how to write a check? Do you remember?
I think I learned it from my parents.
Yeah.
But they had to learn it from somebody. I'm sure
I
someone
learned
at
it
the
from a
bank.
magazine. And they were showing the different ways to write a check. And it was just a weird article. I thought, well, that's interesting. And, I might need to do that. I was already out on my own. I was already living life. I was getting paid in cash. I was living in cash, and that was stupid. But with the literacy, we were talking earlier today. I mentioned the 50-year mortgage that's
Yeah.
been proposed.
Yeah, and
That's
it makes no
generational
sense.
wealth.
Yeah.
That's just being
That doesn't
sold.
make any sense. No.
No.
Generational wealth, yes, but the right way.
The right way.
If you talk to the right people about the different options you have with finances, then you make the right decision for yourself and your family.
right, right,
One of the things I'm doing for my family, well, I'm single, not married, don't have kids, but I have a niece. I have my dad still. I want to make sure they're still protected. So I got myself life insurance. I got my dad life insurance, because that's one way to start the generational wealth.
You're right.
It's a sad part, but it's going to prevent that GoFundMe,
Well,
right?
as a single parent, I wasn't able to build a nest egg for
It's
my
hard,
kids.
yes.
And I am at the point now where my home ownership days are behind me. So life insurance was a very attractive option to me, so that when the time came, it's going to be hard,
Yeah.
but there's something.
Yeah,
There's
especially
something
have little
there.
kids and whatnot. Like, that's when I see like the single parents with little kids. Like, if something happens to you, who's going to take care of the kids? How are they going to get by? They're going to be
Right.
thrown in the system.
And the
And then
system,
what?
and then the system just drops them out.
Exactly.
This way there would be a nice little nest egg waiting for them, that no one can touch but them, that's got their name on it. The exploitation of the foster system is absolutely tragic,
It is.
and financial literacy.
It
The
starts.
foster kid could learn about it while he's a sophomore, junior in high school, and think, well, yeah, actually there's money coming in. I actually do have money coming in right now going into the household here, and they can be cognizant of, money flow. 'Cause when
Exactly.
you're a
And
teenager,
then
you're not
make
thinking
that
about
grow
that.
for you, right? So
Right.
now that you have that nest egg,
Right.
make it work for you. Instead
Right.
of you have to physically, labor intensively working hard for the money, now we can teach you, let it work for you. Let it grow.
Right.
And that
Right.
way you're still protected and have all that, nest egg that's now a little bit larger as you age.
Right. Right. You'll know what to do with it by the time you get there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm going to wrap it up.
sure.
All right.
No.
But I can't wait to continue with you on this.
Oh, absolutely.
How long have you been?
So
Have you spring pharmacy?
It took me it's been officially 3 years,
Oh,
because to start, I did a startup pharmacy. So I started from the ground, and that took a
really?
year because of all the licensings that
And
you
this was
take.
right after COVID.
Yep. So I started in end of 2022 is when I got my lease, and then all of 2023. It took that long to get it going, and then
Wow.
officially opened in beginning of 2024.
Yeah, it takes a while to take flight. To
Exactly.
take flight, but I'm really glad you're doing this, and you're doing house calls. It's so important to our
Yeah. And
community. I
with
thank you so
vaccines, going
much.
back to that, I actually can do it at your home. You don't have to
Oh,
come to the pharmacy.
okay.
I go to your home. I can meet you wherever you need because I have all that liability already set up.
So
So,
let's say there's an apartment block,
absolutely, I could.
and school's going to be open pretty soon, and we want to line up, and so you can just show up and maybe do more than one, maybe do
Exactly.
5 or 10.
Exactly. And there's a lot of people that have transportation, difficulties.
Let's talk about this. We'll talk about this offline.
Yeah.
All right. And maybe we'll follow up with you later because I would like to especially get some vaccination, excuse me, awareness out there and get some activity going for you.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Super.
No, it's great.
Thank you,
you for
Sora.
having me.
Of course. I've never done this before. This is the first time I ever sat down for a
Me
podcast.
too.
Yeah.
And it's fun.
Yeah.
Do you want to leave any kind of like call to action, anything that you want to like the public?
Well, if you want to come to me at Spring Pharmacy, address is 2650 East Vineyard Avenue. I'm right in El Rio next to Vallarta Supermarket. So you come do your laundry next door, go do your grocery shopping, and then come to me. It's a one-stop shop
Yeah.
area.
Yeah. And even if you pass through, just go there, find out where it is. We're all going to need a pharmacy sooner or
Yes.
later, and that's a fact, Jack. You also have a website, www.thespringrx.com.
Yep.
And I'm Ronnie Miranda. I'm the Democratic Party of Greater Oxnard, the Good Club, and I'm always out there working for somebody somewhere because this is life now, and we're all going to lean
We
into
need
it
to
and get
really
this
help
done.
each other.
That's right. That's right. The more the merrier. Jump on in. All right. Thanks.
Thank you.
All right. Good night.
Wow.
That was fun.
Really? Wasn't that
That
fun?
was fun, actually.
Well, that's now we have like a health element to it.
Yeah.
So if you want to come back and talk about it.
Well, after we talk about it, because I'd really like to get a call of action,
Yeah.
to coordinate it through the Good Club so that we can help protect the health.
Exactly. So one of the complexes I deliver to is through many mansions, the low-income Section 8 housing. Those
Okay.
are the niches that I've been actually trying to get into, because
Really?
one,
Okay,
a lot
well-
of them do have Medicare, Medi-Cal, and two, there's a lot of transportation issues where people can't get around. So I will go if they're on a complex, I could deliver to all of them. I can vaccinate all of them all at one place.
Have you been over to the new one over here, the new mini mansions place over here
I've
off of
been-
Meta
I go
on
to-
3rd or not or 6th?
Yes, that's the one I go to. Central
is that-
Terrace. Yep.
yeah.
I have
Isn't it
several patients
beautiful?
there. There's a new one now right behind Denny's. It used to be the Vagabond.
Oh, isn't that funny that they would name that? All right, a hotel named the Vagabond turns into permanent, housing.
Yep. I mean, if you got to refurbish, do it for the right people.
Yeah, yeah.
And so it'll keep,
Isn't that
homeless
interesting?
people off the streets, back into proper housing, getting
Yeah.
proper hygiene, just the
Yeah.
little things that we can do.
Proper hygiene, because that's, that'll degrade health really fast.
And actually, I saw this little clip on my social media in Korea. There's a laundromat that's now opened late at night for the homeless, so and they give it free, so they can they can wash their
Come
clothes
over and
instead
get a
of
load
like
done.
be judged by other people. They could go in there. They get a little card to be able to wash their clothes for free, and I thought that was such a great.
Wow.
I wish more laundromat owners would do something
Okay,
like that for
I'm
the
writing down
community.
these thoughts while they're coming to me, all right?
Right.
So,
Oh, absolutely. Right. If especially that's one way to help the community. They might not be able to have housing, but at least let them wash their clothes. Could make themselves look presentable if they want to go out and look for jobs.
yeah,
That's a start.
yeah,
Just exactly.
yeah, you're right. This is good stuff. Wow, what a night.
What a night. I'm like, I stopped recording, then I started recording. I'm like, wait, there's
I could keep going. Exactly.
Yeah, this is great. I'm really glad we met.
Oh, me too. I didn't know you were here. I just came in to give Westman a shot.
Yeah, well, I'm
That's how it
glad.
started.
I'm glad you did. These guys are gold.
Actually, I was supposed to come yesterday, but I'm like, I got busy. And then, so I was like, let me just go tomorrow. And the rain was pouring hard. And then I was like,
Yeah,
let's
just
do it
let the
tomorrow.
rain dry out. You don't need to be out in that.
Yeah,
Saturday, I just caught up on it. I just laid around the house.
Yeah.
Just laid around the house because I was not leaving and I didn't want to do anything.
And
It
a lot
was
of
just-
people, especially when it's raining like that, my business was so slow yesterday with all the rain coming.
I'm not
but-
used to this.
but I'm like,
Californian,
I'd rather have the rain than the fires. So, because we do need a little bit more water,
Yeah.
to help with
yeah.
the droughts.
Well, rain is necessary.
Yeah.
But-
Although I saw in the news, the strawberry fields, a lot of them are damaged because of the flooding from the rain. Yeah,
guys, I'm going to
thousands
show
of
you
dollars.
something right now. It's going to blow your mind. Okay.
And now we have another storm coming Thursday, Friday. Another storm.
Yeah, there's more coming, right? Okay, so we all know about the picking up people in the fields and stuff, and
There's poor people that work so hard to grow the strawberries, to see it go to waste like that. I mean, yes, we need the weather, but at the same time, that hard work is just.
you know that field going out to Ventura right before you hit the bridge. It floods like every
All the
other year, and
time.
it's like, can't they do something?
Like build a wall or dam or some, right, to keep some of the water away.
Yeah, control this.
And all the
I really
runoff.
do have something like right here. There. Okay, I'm going to pull it from this. Okay, so right after the raids, they got everybody. This was right after,
Oh wow!
right?
Are those tomatoes?
Those are tomatoes because there's nobody there because they're just falling off the vine.
No one's there to pick it up.
And they're still out there.
Oh my
They're
gosh!
just rotting in the field.
Our food's just.
And
Oh,
the
my
irony
goodness.
is that, all right, the people that can harvest that food, and it's fields and
Yep.
fields of it, right, are now
Just
coming
rotting,
to food banks to get food because they can't go out there and harvest the food.
Yeah.
It's insanity.
I mean,
The farmer,
oh my gosh!
they lost their whole harvest.
Yeah. It starts from the bottom, right? People that need to work to get those food for their communities,
Right.
to the owners who own that, they're losing business.
Yeah,
All
this
of these
poor
raids
guy.
are affecting every business.
Yeah, and we're paying more for produce when this
Yeah.
is happening. It's crazy. We live in an upside world right now. It's going to get
Absolutely.
better, but I just don't know what that looks like
Yeah.
yet.
Hopefully
You
it's
know?
better in one of our lifetimes.
It's going.
It has to.
We're
It's
going to
not
get to the other side of this, and
Yeah.
I don't know what it looks like. It's going to be different.
Yeah. And it's true what they say about history repeating itself, and that's because the generation that's done it aren't really teaching the newer generations or educating them. So therefore, the newer generation are living through the consequences of not having that education, and now
How
it's
many
just
young women really, how many young women today know that they have a right to have a baby and not lose their job?
nope. They don't know.
They they take these are things you take for granted, and they have their own credit card, they have their own mortgage, they can sit in a restaurant and have a meal by themselves. In the 50s, that was frowned upon, and there's restaurants that would not serve a woman sitting by herself.
Yeah.
Now these young girls don't know that.
No.
And when I'm registering voters, I love to just put it right there to the women. It's like, yeah, you didn't have rights. We had to demand that,
Yeah.
and now they're trying to peel
things
it
away
back, taking it back.
Exactly. And the other thing, other countries allow women to be on maternity or paternity leave for a long period of time because that bonding moment with your baby is very vital for their development.
Right.
This country, you get 4 to 6 weeks. I think now they push it to 8 weeks, depending on how you give birth.
Right.
But that's still not enough. And then you're still recovering. Postpartum depression is very big.
Well, and the cost of childcare sometimes exceeds what a person is earning to go to work.
Yeah. Or their mortgage or whatnot.
Yeah. So there's a balance. There's something to be worked out. But the history repeating itself. The level of cruelty that we're seeing, it's ugly. It's so ugly, and we don't show it to the kids, because we're thinking of the kids, right? They don't need to see the race riots of the 60s because that's going to hurt them. That's going to traumatize them. Well, it's hurting them now, and it is traumatic shit, and it's going to happen again unless we stop it.
Exactly.
And
I'm all about being transparent.
Right.
We have to be transparent and understand it. It's when you don't know that you start making things up. Things are made up and told wrong.
Right, and
And then you're just living the false beliefs.
before you know it, you're on AM radio calling in with some wacky theory about, vaccines or, I could just go on, weapons
you
of
and I-
mass
yep, we
destruction.
can.
Remember that crap? If they're weapons of mass destruction or the Muslim terrorist.
Yep.
It's like, oh yeah, that's old news. We are not doing Muslims now. Now we're doing, Mexicans. It's insanity. It's
is.
insanity.
Yep,
and
it is.
I
And it's
don't want to be part
unfortunate.
of it. I'm just going to resist.
Yeah, we got to keep fighting for the right causes.
We got to use our privilege,
Yeah.
and anyone that has privilege needs to use it. When we had the food bank here during July, right after the raids, I was usually when I do things because I'm always out in the community. I was seeing cars pull up that I've never imagined seeing at a food bank. Mercedes SUVs with Gelson bags in the back. That's who needs to keep showing up.
Yeah,
They need to keep showing up because they've got the privilege to do that.
exactly.
And, there's always someone that doesn't know what to think themselves. It's like, well, I don't vote because I really don't, I don't have an opinion. Well, maybe they're going to have coffee with someone that will inform them about something that will form an opinion in their mind so they can get out
Exactly.
and freaking vote.
Start having conversations.
Start having conversations because it's happening every day. Every day you turn on the news and that's all you're hearing.
Start there and then go to the right resources to get properly educated.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, a balance.
conversation, seat at the table, just have the conversation to begin with.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Let's call it a night. All right.
I know, we can keep going.
Stay there for a second. I'm gonna try to close it out.
It's giving you a world of material. And I adjusted this, and then I'll let him deal with it. I've never been good at this. I had a boyfriend that was in a band, and it's like, you don't touch it. And it's like,
No,
okay,
I just
okay,
want to
okay.
thank you both for being here with CISA Podcast today. All your feedback, all your knowledge was very well taken. I know the folks out in the public are really thankful for both of you for your
I hope so.
for your spirit, for the way you're helping community. So really, thank you both. And let's keep doing this good work we're doing for community. And let us keep knowing how we could support one another. Yeah.
This was a very unexpected delight, wasn't it?
Yes, and I'm so grateful for the opportunity.
Yeah. We're putting something positive out there, and we'll work together soon.
Absolutely.
Excellent.
Thank you so much.
All right.